Not very inspired, I'm gonna be honest. Is there much more to say? No. Hello everybody, it's Sylvie. Welcome or welcome back to Tarot Magpie. I hope you're doing all kinds of good today. This video is going to be a kind of quick and easy and fun tag. This is an update to the Rainbow Decks tag, I think it was called. I will have to double check that. I did a version of this, a response to this, way back in the mists of time, like a year and a half ago when I started my channel. And the premise of this tag is that you match a deck up with each color of the rainbow. When I first did this tag, I kind of went in depth with what each of the colors like means to me and picked a deck to reflect that. And today I'm just going traditional. I'm picking a deck that has that color of the rainbow in it. It's easy, it's fun. I'm feeling very low energy today. I've got some like big video series projects, ideas kind of in the pipeline. So I thought we would do something that's just kind of fun and easy and show off some decks. And I have tried really hard to pick decks that you don't see a lot on my channel. I've really struggled with one or two of them, and so they are kind of slightly more obvious picks, but the rest of them I tried to go a little bit outside of my usual decks that I grab for videos. So anyhow, I will get into it. This should be a quick one. I hope you enjoy. So to start off with red, I've grabbed the Horror Tarot. This is a deck that I really enjoy. This is illustrated by Abigail Larson, and I love her work. She also illustrated the Darkwood Tarot, and I think she got like a vampire-based deck coming out. But anyhow, we've got red on the backs and red on the borders, and then just red the whole way through this deck. I do show this off quite a lot, but I feel like it's been a minute. I love this Empress. It's a horror tarot. It's horror tropes and kind of classic horror characters. And this is really fun. I love this world. I think this is really fun. But it's horror. There's lots of blood. There's lots of like darker, spookier things referenced. But I really like this. I think it's really fun. I think it's really effective. And I love some of the cards in here. Like this Hierophant, I'm getting like Warlock and like Warlock Patron vibes. I love the King of Swords in this. Let's see if we can find him. Oh, he's right there. I love this King of Swords as like a horror take on the King of Swords, as like Heir of Air, as like pure intelligence, pure reason, not pure reason, pure logic and like reasoning, but like completely emotionless, completely devoid of like whatever it is that makes us human. I love that as like a horror take on the King of Swords. The Pentacles suit in this deck leaves a lot of it to be desired, and some of the quartz I'm not so convinced about, but I really do enjoy this deck. I love the stylings. I love her illustration. I love her style. So yeah, the Judgment also really fun in this deck. That is, yeah, do you see what I mean about the Pentacles? They're just a little bit, maybe they were rushing the production of this deck or something. But anyway, that is the Horror Tarot for my red deck. Okay, orange. This one felt a little bit obvious to me, but orange and yellow I really struggled to find decks for. I guess I don't have a lot of orange or yellow decks. But you can see why I picked this one, right? It's the Raven's Prophecy. We've got the orange and black backs. I've edged mine in orange, and we've got those borders. But I do think there's quite a lot of orange kind of throughout this deck. And now, of course, all we're getting is these like indigo-y, bluey purples. But I mean, you can see why I picked this as an orange deck, right? This one felt kind of obvious. I know this is a pretty popular deck. But there we go, there's our oranges. I knew they were in there. There's lots of like fire imagery in this deck. I think that's so beautiful. This is a deck that I need to pull out more. I feel like I have not used this in forever. But it is really lovely. I do really like it. This is the deck that is based on Maggie Stiefvater's Raven Cycle books, and the deck is by Maggie Stiefvater. So I like all the lore and the story and the background to this deck. But I also just really like the imagery. It feels really cozy. And then death comes up as I say it feels cozy. But this 10 of coins, so pretty. I think it's really lovely. And it's not obvious what the cards represent. You know, it's not a Rider-Waite-Smith clone, but I think once you spend a little bit of time with it, the images are really evocative. And the guidebook for this I like as well, and I like this 2 of coins with the rosebuds. I love this 2 of cups with the ravens. It's a lovely deck. And there's our Queen of Wands. Right, yellow was a struggle. This is not a deck that has been neglected throughout my videos. I talk about the Morgan-Greer all the time, and like, it's not an obvious yellow pick, but then there's just like, if I do one of these, yellow and blue are definitely the colors of this deck, but there's just really bright, vibrant yellows throughout. And I think the same could be said of the Rider-Waite-Smith, to be fair. There's a lot of really punchy yellows in the Rider-Waite-Smith. I'm thinking like the Fool, for instance, is obnoxiously yellow. But there's loads of yellow skies in this deck, and it's a really yellow, which sounds really stupid. But as I was looking through my decks, I was like, well, I've got a lot of like goldeny, browny, tan kind of yellows. And I've got some decks that are a little bit more like pastel-y. But this is really wham bam, like in your face, yellow. So that's my pick for that. It's not very inspired, I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, I really struggled. I don't have a lot of yellow decks in my collection, I guess. Are there lots of yellow decks out there? Am I just reluctant because I think the Rider-Waite-Smith is kind of ugly? And so, like, come on, she's beautiful. So I kind of shy away from the like bold colors of the Rider-Waite-Smith. But I do want an albino weight, which is kind of like on acid. Like, it's a really like brightened up version of the Rider-Waite-Smith. And I don't know what the yellows are like in that, but yeah, this is my yellowiest deck. Then we've got this one purple card with the 9 of Pentacles, which really is not a dominant color in any other card in this deck, which I think is really interesting. Like, we've just got this one gorgeous, opulent, which makes sense for the 9 of Pentacles, the rich bitch in her garden. But yeah, lots of really bold yellow, really bold blue. And let's see, got a couple more since I'm doing this. There we go, there's the Fool with the yellow sky. And then our 4 of Wands there. So that's my yellow deck. I do love a deck where certain colours dominate. Like here with the Morgan-Greer, it's this yellow and then the like sky blue are like the dominant colours of this deck. And with the Marielle Tarot is the other one that I always think of, because for that, it's that turquoise and then the like vermilion chili red are the colours of that deck to me. And then most recently with the Ask the Witch, that's not what it's called. The Witch Sister Tarot. The Ask the Witch is a completely different deck that I don't own anymore. But the Witch Sister Tarot, I think, is that like bright olivey yellow green, and then the like smoky lavender are the colours of that deck to me. Anyhow, right, green. This also seemed kind of obvious, but I've not shown this off on my channel for a while. It is the Naturescapes green. I edged this and I actually quite like how it came out. I did this like kind of rubbish ombre, but and then obviously the first card is not very green, but loads of green, loads of blue. Actually, now I'm looking at it, less green than blue, but oh, this is a beautiful deck. Like this, oh, it's beautiful. I feel like I haven't reached for this in a while. And like the 4 of Pentacles, we've got all these gorgeous trees, but they're in a greenhouse. They're being contained, they're being held. I love all the mountains. It's really beautiful. I love a mountain, I love a mountainscape, and I love a seascape. So this deck is just stunning because it's a lot of both of those things throughout. But yeah, there's plenty of green, and also green as in the color, yes. But you know, it's nature, so it's like green in that sense. as in it's full of natural landscapes and nature imagery. So that's pretty straightforward. This is my green deck, is the Naturescapes. And I do think it's so beautiful. And again, I feel like I haven't reached for this in a while, which is nice doing this video and like trying to deliberately pick up stuff that I haven't reached for in a while, with the exception of the Morgan-Greer. I cannot think of another yellow deck in my collection. Like, I had a look, but it's really not there. So, anywho, Naturescapes for green. Blue, on the other hand, there was lots of blue. I grabbed the Winter Weight Redux though. This is a Tarot Collectibles deck, and this is a really pretty pastel-y deck, but there is lots of blue. First of all, it's going to be glary and a bit of a nightmare because it's got these holographic star laminations, but like it's a pastel dream, but there's a lot of blue. Blue is a dominant colour. I've got purple on the backs. But because it's all snowy and we've got blue used to shade the snow, I do think blue is a very dominant colour in this. I love this Emperor with his bunny. It's just sweet. I do really like Tarot Collectibles decks, and this is a really fun one. It's just a really nice, like, it's pretty, it's Christmassy, but the pastel colour scheme is just gorgeous. Is there much more to say? No, it's a blue dominant, like especially with this like snowy icicle border and the bluey shadows. So I think it's lovely. I really like this ace. Although, you know, I really like Tarot Collectibles decks. I have quite a few of them. Anyhow, that is my blue deck. Indigo. I went for the Hobbit Tarot. Originally I picked this up thinking it might be a blue deck. But then, first of all, look at these backs. Indigo. But then, like, throughout, you can't really tell because of the borders, but like, it's this gorgeous, deep, inky colour that's really dominant throughout the deck, and I think it's really beautiful. I love the illustrator Peter Prokownik, who also did the Dragon Tarot, and I think there's an Oracle deck that he did that I want just for the Peter Prokownik collection. But I really like the art style. But it's this gorgeous, deep, inky, like mysterious, very very fantasy vibes in my head. I remember when I did this rainbow tag the first time round, I described Indigo as being, it's kind of mysterious and kind of expansive and kind of like a little bit magical, but not magic, because I think violet is like magic. But anyhow, like, come on, every single card in this deck has this deep, inky, bluey, indigo kind of colour to it, and I think it's really, really lovely. So there we go, indigo. Finally, purple. I almost grabbed the Tower of a Moon Garden, which is actually sitting out right now, and you can see why I would have gone with this for purple, but I've talked about that loads recently, and the reason it's out on my desk is because it's in my September deck picks. So I grabbed the Buffy Tarot, which I don't think I've used since last October. This one and then the Halloween Tarot in a Tin were like my go-tos throughout October last year. Because although Buffy, you know, Buffy can be a year-round thing, but I always think of the Halloween episodes, so it feels very like Halloween October. But obviously this is a purple deck. The colour scheme is gorgeous, but we've got purples, reds, burgundy are really strong. And I just think they did such a fantastic job with the illustration for this. Like, it's so highly themed, and it's a small colour palette, minimal colour palette. I don't know words apparently, but I think it's really effective. So that's my purple deck. And this also, oh, I love this. I love Giles for the King of Cups. And oh, Tower for the High Priestess. And this tower, come on, I love it. This is such a fun deck, and you can tell it was a bit of a labour of love. Like, it's not a, you know, roughly thrown together, slap some characters on it, call it a day kind of deck. Like, we've definitely seen some of those in terms of fandom decks, but this one is really thought through, is really considered. Bloody hate Xander, but that's fine. Yeah, and very purple. Oh, the Three of Scythes, Three of Swords. Oh my goodness. So yes, that's lovely. It's a lovely, lovely deck. It really is. And it makes me want to rewatch Buffy. So it's effective in that sense as well. And I'm going to leave it there, or I will flip through the whole deck. But that is it. That's my purple deck. And that is everything from me for this video. I think I actually managed to make this a quick one. Short and sweet as promised. I just thought this would be a little bit of a frankly easy, fun, light video for me to film, because I've got some exciting stuff in the works, but it's taking quite a lot of time to like plan and prep. So this was a bit of a like breather while I'm planning those. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for spending some time with me. I really hope you enjoyed. Give me a like if you liked it, thumbs up if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.